So we are on live. Good morning, guest and fellow Toastmaster. My name is Kalpesh Rana, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. And I welcome you all for the 223rd meeting of Vadodara Toastmaster Club. And before starting the meeting, let me tell you few grounds rule. So these are the three ground rules. Do not talk about sex, religions, and politics. Please mute yourself whenever you are stepping out of the meeting. Whenever you are not speaking for the meeting, please turn off your video whenever you are stepping out of the meeting. Otherwise, keep your video on. And may I request everyone to repeat the club statement after me. So this is the club mission, and please repeat after me. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience
A supportive and positive learning experience
in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So I announce this meeting is open now, and it's a time for the book of the week. The book of the week for today is "You Can Have Your Cheese and Eat It Too," which is written by William Cottringer, and it is suggested by Toastmaster Pooja Gajiwala. So I request Toastmaster Pooja Gajiwala to explain why she wanted to refer this book. Toastmaster Pooja Gajiwala.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Kalpesh. Good morning, everyone. Actually, everyone is aware about this book, Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson, right? And you can have your cheese, you can have your cheese and eat it too by William Cottringer. In Who Moved My Cheese, Dr. Spencer Johnson mentioned to adapt the change. And in this book, you can have your cheese and eat it too. The author, William Cottringer, mentioned that adapt the change, but if the change is not fruitful, like if you have some gaps in your relation, then how you can bridge those gaps? So balance it with integrity, patience, love, and affection. And it is must-read book because nowadays everyone is facing stress, anxiety, bitterness among each other due to some or the other misunderstanding. So this is a must-read book by everyone by William Cottringer. Thank you. Over to you, Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja, for this great book. Now I hand over the virtual stage to our President of Vadodara Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Yogesh Kantak. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. We have a very apt topic, multilingual. The theme of the meeting is multilingual. I remember my school days. I was more of a science and maths guy, and I used to always wonder why we are learning so many languages in the school. There was English, which was a compulsory one. There was in Marathi because I was from Maharashtra, so state language. And then there was in Hindi, which is considered a national language. Those subjects were the subjects which used to bring down my overall percentages, because normally those were not scoring subjects. There were always stories, poems, etc. But they were not the scoring subject. And I used to always worry why we have to learn so many languages. We could have one, Maharashtra in Marathi, and you can speak it, or go ahead, or speak English and go ahead. But as I grow up, as I started interacting with various people, as I land up into my professional life, I started interacting with people outside my country. I started understanding what language stands for. Earlier, my belief was only that language is for impression. You should have to learn good vocabularies. You have to use very high-end English words and impress the others. As the time passes, I started understanding language is not for impression. Language is for communication. Instead of making an impression, we have to communicate with other people. And as more time passed, I understood it's not only for communication, it's for connections. When you know the language, when you know the vocabulary, you are able to more connect with the other person when you're discussing with them. You can be more into their shoes, understand and empathize with them, which will always create a better bond rather than having it in another language. And that's the beauty of language, and that's the beauty of being a multilingual. The more the language, more the vocabulary you know, it sharpens your brain. It sharpens normally the way you connect with the people. It makes your understanding better. And that's why in today's life, I understood why we were forced to learn at least 3 languages in school, which are most popular in state and world, and then comes to India. And being multilingual is one of the most best thing you could ever do. I will always suggest everyone learn as many languages as you can. You don't need to be an expert in that, but at least few vocabulary words which will help you in day-to-day connects with those people. And that's something which will be very helpful. With this, before proceeding, I would like to normally invite guests to help us normally to know how they came about the VTM and how they are feeling. So I would like to ask guest Roshan. Good morning.
Good morning.
A warm welcome. Can you just turn your video on?
Okay.
Thank you. Just normally, can you introduce yourself to us?
Good morning, all of you. First of all,
Good morning.
myself Roshan Jaiswal. I am from Vadodara. I did my graduation in electrical engineering from Government Engineering College, Godhra. Currently, I am working in Hitachi Energy as an assistant testing engineer. Okay.
Okay. And how did you came to know about VTM?
I searched regarding public speaking on Google. Google suggests me to Vadodara Toastmaster Club.
Oh, great. So my VP here is doing good job. Let's go to the next one. Guest Nishit. Guest Nishit, can you turn your audio video on?
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning.
Wait, let me turn on my camera. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. By the way, I'm Nishit Mistry. I'm born and brought up in Baroda. I have completed my master's from MSU in from Fine Arts faculty. And these days I'm focusing more on public speaking and presentation skills and those things. And profession wise, I am full-time UX lead UX UI designer in a company called Metafic. And yeah, I lead almost 25 designers under me, and still I'm trying to improve myself. So, and about this club, I did some research on Google, and I came to know about Toastmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I will request both guests Roshan and Nishit to stay till the end. Enjoy the meeting, and we will always like to have your feedback for our improvement. Thank you.
Thank you.
With this, normally I would like to give the dais to our TMOD for an exciting session on multilingual. Let's welcome Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanjita. Toastmaster Sanjita.
Thank you, President. Namaskar, Namaste, Vanakkam. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this session. Tomorrow is 21st February. In 1999, UNESCO declared 21st February as the International Mother Language Day. This was done to promote awareness of linguistic and cultural diversity and to promote multilingualism. Multilingualism is the use of more than one language. People who can speak more than one language are also called polyglots. You won't believe, but there are places where people go an extra mile, enroll into special classes to learn one more language. And we Indians are blessed because we are multilingual by birth. We don't even realize when we are a part of this entire process of learning multiple languages without making any special effort. There are certain benefits of being multilingual. One is enhanced communication skills. When we learn different languages, we are exposed to different cultures. As a result, we become adept at considering the other people's perspectives. This is the key to better communication. When it comes to communication, we all are here in Toastmasters to improve our communication skills. Let us come to the meeting. The meeting is divided into 3 parts. First is the prepared speeches. We have 3 prepared speeches today. Second is the table topics when you need to speak on your feet. And the third is the evaluation section. To support us in this entire meeting, we have the tag team, the timer, the counter, and the grammarian. Let me welcome the timer of the day, Toastmaster Mansoor. Could you please come to stage and explain your role to everyone?
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. Guten Morgen. Toastmasters und lieber Gäste. Can someone guess which language is it?
German?
Yeah, correct. So I am not a vernacular in German. German is not my vernacular language. But I've learned it during my career progression. Today, as a timer, I will keep track of time for all the speakers playing various roles. In Toastmasters, we have different roles, and for each role, we have different time slots. To ensure the meeting runs on time, I have 3 timer cards with me. I will share my screen and show. The green card, the yellow card, and the red card. I will show the green card when the speaker hits the defined time. I will show the yellow card when the speaker hits the target time. And I will show the red card when finally the speaker reaches his end of allotted time. For various roles, we have various times. I will explain it in a more detail. First, we have prepared speeches. In prepared speeches, today we have 2 speeches. One is for 5 to 7 minutes and one icebreaker speech for 4 to 6 minutes. For icebreaker speech, I will show green card at 4th minute, I will show yellow card at 5th minute, and I will show the red card at 6th minute. For other 2 speeches, I will show green card at 5th minute, I will show yellow card at 6th minute, and I will show the red card at 7th minute. Then we will have table topic session. For table topic speeches, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. I will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. And finally, we have evaluation session. Today, there are 3 evaluators for the prepared speeches. For each, we will have 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. And at the end, we will have a table topic evaluation session as well, for which the time allotted is 3 to 4 minutes. I will show the green card at 3 minutes, yellow card at 3 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 4th minute. All the speakers will have 30 seconds of grace period for the speeches. I will present my report whenever called upon the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, TM Mansoor. Now we come to the A of the tag team. That stands for counter. Today, this role will be taken up by Toastmaster Mufaddal. Toastmaster Mufaddal, could you please come to the stage and explain your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Mufaddal and I am the counter for today's meeting. The purpose of the counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including a, and er. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means, At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, TM Mufaddal. Next, we come to the grammarian. This role is taken up by a very active and excited Toastmaster, Toastmaster Pooja Gajiwala. Could you please come to the stage and explain your role?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Once again, good morning to Toastmaster of the Day and present esteemed guests and members. As grammarian, I'll take a note of good usage, give some suggestions, and yes, the usage of word of the day and phrase of the day is must. And I request everyone to encourage whosoever uses this by giving some reaction, maybe clap or a thumbs up. It's a virtual reaction, so I'm sure everyone knows the notification of that reaction. Word of the day is vernacular. The meaning is the language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region. And the usage could be, he wrote in the vernacular to reach a larger audience. Phrase of the day, whale of a time, enjoy a lot. And sentences, we have a whale of a time in Vadodara Toastmasters Club, learning and upgrading communication skills, not in 2 hours, but throughout the week till the next meeting we are to attend. So please use all this and use better sentences, pronunciation. To all the role players, speakers, all the best. I'll keep a note of all those words and good vocabularies. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. It's written in the chat box, word of the day and phrase of the day.
Thank you, grammarian. They say polyglots are attuned to their surroundings. Why? Because they keep on switching their language based on the people they are surrounded with. I believe the best way to touch a person's heart is to greet him or her in their vernacular language. Now we come to the prepared speech section. The first speech is by Toastmaster Sai Charan. Before I invite him on the stage, let me invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Yogesh. Toastmaster Yogesh, kashi aahe?
Majid. Thank you, everybody. And
one time when you have used something from your native language in your Toastmaster projects?
Always. In most of my prepared speeches, at least I used to use one word which will be in native language. That's code mixing normally, which creates sometimes a good impact. Yes. Especially in the end. So, continuing with this, good morning. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Sai Charan, is going to attempt a project 3 from level 2 presentation mastery path. The purpose of this project is to member clearly define how Toastmasters envisage mentoring and share his experience as a mentee when he was a mentee for some mentor. The total time duration will be 5 to 7 minutes, and best of luck. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogesh. Toastmaster Sai Charan, two-way connection. Two-way connection, Toastmaster Sai Charan. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanchita. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Great. Timer, you can start the timer. So, when I had to think of a time when I was a prodigy, I did not have to look back or reflect too deeply because I always knew that I had a memorable mentor in the form of Mr. Suresh. Before I tell the story of how Mr. Suresh was a great mentor to me and the impact he had on me, I would like to back up a bit and tell you about another mentor who I was assigned when I joined the office. So usually when I join a new corporate company, you are automatically assigned a mentor. So their job is to help you onboard into the team and help you transition from college life to corporate life. So I would like to give you a small instance. So when we are sitting in the cafeteria, Mr. Karthik brought me 2 glasses of water. I thought, oh, what a gentleman. And I drank the water. And he gave me a stern look. I did not know what it meant. So next day, again, he brought 2 glasses of water, but kept it close to him and he drank both the glasses of water. That's when I realized both the glasses of water earlier were for him. As time went by, I did not notice any learning opportunities from him, or he did not even let me shadow him to learn about the work which I was doing. He was in his early 30s and very ambitious. He felt that spending time on himself would help him in his career progression than helping to mentor someone like me. And one day he comes up to me and says that, "Hey, Sai, I feel that you're not stepping up and you're not taking any more work." I was shocked. That was my first corporate feedback. I did not know what to do. It was not constructive. I was thinking whether I should rebuke, whether I should be defensive, whether I should say you are only saying this because I drank that glass of water the other day. Or what should I do? I was completely clueless. I humbly acknowledged his feedback and started working on his suggestions and tried to improve myself. Then time went by and we drifted our paths away. After that, as time went by, I had another mentor who had named as Mr. Suresh. So what happened? So as he was overloaded, he offloaded some work to me and I started delivering the work. He liked my working style. I got a lot of exposure and I got good appreciation. He saw that I was doing a great job. So he involved me in all the further projects. He often invited me to business trips and fought for me to get some budget, even though he can do the whole work by himself, so that it is a learning opportunity for me. He often pushed me out of my comfort zone. He often gave me tips on my soft skills, and we became great personal colleagues. I felt that he was genuinely interested in my development, and that's when I realized he was my mentor, even though he was not formally assigned as a mentor. He always helped me whenever I went to him for anything, be it professional or personal. I was so motivated in his presence, and we always had a lot of fun whenever we met. That's when I realized I need to give it back whenever I reach in his position and want to ensure that I pass on these learnings to my juniors. And after that, it was always a great experience for me to work with him. So there were three qualities that made him an excellent mentor. One is his enthusiasm to help me out of sheer excitement rather than being stipulated by some office rules or some goals. Two, mutual respect and honest feedback when required to help me develop. And third, enthusiasm and more enthusiasm, and he always ensured that he gave me a positive feedback. So after these three points which made him a great excellent mentor, one other point which I realized in this relationship was that it was a two-way connection, which is the whole point of my speech. The more I invested in this relationship, the more I made out of it. And it has always worked well for me. So from these two stories, I would like to reflect on these two people and how they have impacted me. In first case, the person realized that it was a zero-sum game. If I help him, that's a lost time, which I could have developed myself. In the second case, he was genuinely interested, even though he did not expect anything out of the development, but just to see a young professional getting developed. So based on my experience so far, I have three major learnings from the stories of mentor, which might be helpful to you. First, always get a mentor. Even though it feels like I know everything in the world, I have Google and I have my friends who can support me in whatever endeavors I take. They're always helpful and their expertise is always helpful and it will definitely complement your talent. Lesson number two, it is always important to ensure that you get right mentors. Just because they are accomplished in their field does not mean that they can be a good mentor to you. Always ensure that the mentor you get is aligned with your values and aspirations. That's when it is very helpful to you. And third and foremost thing, it is a two-way connection. Just because if you are assigned a mentor and if you don't put any energy or any investment into that relationship, you will not be able to reap the benefits. You always need to initiate the conversations, get the right help, ask the help at the right time, and ask smart questions. That's when the mentor will be able to help you in the right amount, and that's when you will see yourself grow. I would like to end my speech with one important quote. A mentor is someone who sits in the back of the car giving driving tips. You are the one who has to drive the car. Thank you.
Thank you, Tia Modi Saicharan. I completely agree with you. Without personal effort, the guidance of mentor may not be that effective. It is said when you learn different scripts, you learn different images, and that helps to improve your memory because you are able to identify different kind of pictures. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Pavan. Before I invite him, I would like to invite his mentor, Toastmaster Gitanjali. Kemon achen?
Hello, Achi.
TM Gitanjali, you knew 3 different scripts as a schoolgirl: English, Hindi, and Bengali. Can you tell me one benefit of learning all these different scripts?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Actually, these languages help me to broaden my vision and my knowledge. And they also fulfill my hunger of reading. Thank you so much. Namaskar and very good morning to each one of you. Toastmaster Pavan, today you will present your Label to Project 3 speech from the path Effective Coaching. Name of your project is Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring. The purpose of this project for you to clearly define how Toastmaster envision mentoring and to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note, his allotted timings are 5 to 7 minutes. Your speech title, 3 Drops of Elixir. All the best, Toastmaster Pavan, and present your best. Thanks, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, TM Sanchita.
Thank you, TM Gitanjali. 3 drops of elixir, Toastmaster Pavan. Toastmaster Pavan, 3 drops of elixir. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Tia Modi. Please have a look at these seeds. It's quite possible that if seeds like these land up into a favorable condition, a few of them would emerge into plants. However, if not taken good care, it might suffer retarded growth amidst certain obvious weeds and unfavorable conditions, whereas others can propagate into a healthy plant like this. Dear Toastmasters and valued guests, good morning. Let me tell you that the example that I mentioned here is fairly relatable to a human life. If we are not shown the right path and instill in us the necessary skills and the wisdom by a mentor, we might grow up into underdeveloped plants, meaning the results that we would be bestowed with at the end of our pursuit would not be so satisfying or in many cases delayed. Therefore, you may sense the significance of mentors in our lives. They are exceedingly important. To make this clearer, let me present the 3 drops of elixir of my life. Here is the first one. I feel immensely lucky for being here on this Toastmasters platform, where mentoring is one of the major aspects that is taken with predominant vitality. I'm highly grateful to Toastmaster Baju, my official mentor, and other inspiring and encouraging mentors, Toastmaster Gitanjali Sarkar and Toastmaster Kirit Madlani. You have remarkably added in me the significant aspects of my personality. If I was not the beneficiary of your mentorship, maybe I would be doing okay, but I would not have evolved into what I am now. I thank you all for contributing into the first drop of elixir and pouring into me. I am having a well of time here because of you. Thank you. Moral: a mentor can positively transform a protege's lifestyle and potential outcomes. The only thing you need to be is to be open and reach out to them, and you'll see the magic. The another drop of elixir I have to present here for you is do the thinking on paper. Do the thinking on paper. It was taught to me by another mentor, Mr. Ratan Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary mentored me to sort out my priorities by making me pen down my thoughts and aspirations in a pocket diary. It was a time when I was studying in my bachelor's degree and going through some precarious situation that drove me up the wall. He showed me the path to remove the weeds of my life and prioritize my studies, which helped me pragmatically. See, here I am standing before you as a formally educated person. I sincerely feel a chunk of my academic degrees belongs to him. The key points to note here is thinking on paper deter the distractions from your day-to-day life. It deters the distractions from your day-to-day life and offers you the mental space to indulge into useful thinking. The final drop of elixir that I have was carefully gifted to me by my mother, Mrs. Indu Thakur, who is my spirit angel, a mentor, and a laudable friend. On a down day of my life, I called my mom and asked her, "Mommy, where does self-confidence come from?" My mother told me in a clear vernacular tongue, which in English means self-confidence comes from the lack of neglect. Self-confidence comes from the lack of neglect plus from feeling good about yourself. And one of the best way to feel good about oneself is at the end of the day to know that you poured it on. You did your best. You woke up as peaceful as possible. You did your morning health and other regimes appropriately. During the day, you performed your regular job with enthusiasm and integrity. You took up on your goal-oriented task honestly and satisfactorily. At the end, when you had a day to be grateful for, self-confidence starts to grow. Splendid, isn't it? Jot this down. Do not neglect the small daily discipline. It has the power to foster your self-confidence, and it can bring you to the level which you've never imagined. You can get to such a level of success and important aspects that you feel really at home with your life. You'll be really happy. To summarize, the first point is be a prospective protege. Your mentor will find you to offer the needful guidance, the way Toastmasters mentors and other mentors has found me, to envision and carve me into a possible and progressive entity. Point number 2, think on paper. It helps to declutter your mental space, which allows you to think the meaningful ideas. And the final one is here. Be willing to throw your hat into the ring to keep up with your small little routine discipline. It will give you the figure to deal with some winters of your life. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, TM Pavan. Thinking on paper helps you focus more. Did you know multilingual people are better at focusing? It is because when they switch from one language to another and try to focus on that language, they are able to switch off the noise of the previous language that they were speaking. Thus, being multilingual makes you focus better. Thank you. The next speaker today is a very new Toastmaster, Toastmaster Manoj. Before I invite him on stage, let me invite his mentor, Toastmaster Krunal. Came to Toastmaster Krunal.
Ajama.
Toastmaster Krunal, I know you are a member of Gujarati Toastmasters as well as English Toastmasters. Tell me one benefit of being member of Toastmasters of different languages.
Okay, so it's a very interesting question, and I feel sometimes uncomfortable when I have to take part in the Gujarati Toastmasters Club because we are so much exposed to English language that when I have to speak continuously in the mother tongue, Gujarati, I struggled. So I feel good that, okay, I am attached to this Gujarati Toastmasters Club and I'm practicing myself continuously to speak in my mother tongue or vernacular language. Okay, so it really means a lot to me. And I sincerely request everyone to explore an opportunity to speak at least for 1 hour in your mother tongue in public forum. Thank you.
Thank you. Please go ahead with your target speakers details.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanchita. Once again, good morning to all the members and valued guests, and Suprabhatam to my target speaker, Manoj Nair. Well, I'm trying to greet him in his vernacular language. Toastmaster Manoj is pursuing the path of persuasive influence, level 1, project 1. So it is his icebreaker speech. The title of the speech is Journey of My Life So Far, and the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. Timer, please note the timing for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. A note to the guest and the members as well, since this is an icebreaker speech, we all know that how we will greet the speaker at the end of the speech. This is just a reminder. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, TM Kranal. Toastmaster Manoj, journey of my life so far. Journey of my life so far. Toastmaster Manoj, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. First of all, hope I am audible and visible. Okay. So Swami Vivekananda once famously said, take risks in your life. If you succeed, you will lead. And if you fail, you can guide. I can truly resonate with these powerful words. And today I'll let you know why. My name is Manoj Nair. Good morning, everyone, fellow Toastmasters, TM Modi, and respected guests. Today, I'll be sharing with you story of my life so far. So I was born and brought up in Bhavnagar, Gujarat, did my schooling there, and I was really an average student. So I particularly remember an instance in my 10th standard, my tuition sir. So he told me, Manoj, you need to just solve your textbook sums problems. That is it for you. You need not solve those higher level problems. So that's why I'm not inviting you to the special classes. That hurts, right? But then it made me more determined. I started doing those problems by myself, learning, gaining confidence. And then came the exams and finally the results. So surprise, surprise. Out of all the tuition mates, I had scored the highest marks in maths. So my tuition sir was kind of bewildered. He came to me and asked, Manoj, how did you do it? I said, sir, it's all because of you. That's how it culminated. And you know, all is well that ends well. Thereafter, I joined chemical engineering and in Amravati University. I passed out in 2002. That was a year of great recession. There were no jobs in the market, but I decided to join an agrochemical company as an apprentice chemical engineer. That provided me an invaluable experience as far as the practical side of the things is concerned. I was working in an operational plant, interacting with a lot of operators, senior people, and I was learning the trade. So after that, I did a couple of jobs with manufacturing industries, chemical industries. The first one was in Baroda, and the second one was in Mumbai. So in Mumbai, this was during the period, say 2004 to 2006. And I also had to face that torrential flood in 2005. It was a night shift. I entered the plant and slowly but steadily the water levels were rising. So the first thing that we did was taking a safe shutdown of the plant, shifting the people to higher elevations to safer locations. And we also saved a lot of company materials, valuables that could have been washed away in the flood. So there also my team, we were all awarded for the efforts that we put in there. So that's a memorable incident. And till date, I believe that was one of the most toughest day in my life. And that's why I keep remembering that instance. Thereafter, I took up an opportunity with a chemical industry in Ankleshwar. I shifted to the project management side of the things. and I started working in the say installation of equipments, commissioning, pre-commissioning, handover, those kind of activities. And I was going steady there for a period of 4 to 5 years. That's when I got an opportunity to work with an APC consultancy in Baroda. So now there were two options. Like I was steady going in this job. I was really identified. Even my superior asked me, why do you want to rock the boat? You'll have to go to a new place, set yourself from the scratch. Why do you want to do that? But on the other side, I was getting a chance to settle down in Baroda. I was also moving to an office working environment, which is better, safer, and healthier also. So finally, I took that call. I joined this company in Baroda. Now, I've been going steady here since the last 11 years, executed various domestic and international projects. One of the projects that I executed won the Global Award, and I had gone to Miami, Florida in 2018 to pick up that award. I also had a stint of overseas deputation for a period of 2.5 years as to work in Al Khobar and stay in Bahrain. And ultimately, I'll say I'm having a whale of a time in the current organization. And 3 pillars of strength that are working for me is family, friends, and my mentors and teachers. And I also am a multilingual person. I know 4 to 5 languages. And given a chance, I always try to match the vernacular because that helps you better connect with those people around. And 3 things that are working for me: constantly upskilling yourself. Joining Toastmaster is a part of that. Getting the job done rather than hiding behind excuses. And third, taking risks. Because if you take risk in your life and succeed, you can lead. And if you fail, you can guide. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Manoj. As this was the icebreaker, we will all stand up and give him a standing ovation. Please join me. Thank you, everyone. I had a habit of using mantra in my language just to emphasize my points. It was only a few years ago I was told that it is already part of English dictionary. And I did validate. It is present in the Oxford English Dictionary. Do you know the Oxford English Dictionary gets revamped 4 times a year, and it adopts a lot of words from different vernacular languages. Words like Gyan, Mantra, Guru are already part of English dictionary. So in case you are in the habit of using your native language words in English, just keep on looking into the Oxford English Dictionary. You never know when that word has already become part of English language. When I started working, I was happily able to confuse everyone about my place. You see, I am a Bengali and I grew up in Gujarat, studied in state board schools. People were always confused whether I'm a Bengali, Hindi speaking, Gujarati, unless they came to know my surname. It was always fun when they said, "Oh, you are actually Bengali." Yes, I am. See, these are the benefits of being multilingual. When you go abroad, you can mingle into any crowd and have a whale of a time. Now, when we think about the multilinguals, polyglots are able to quickly think on their feet. Why? Because they are already habituated to switching between languages. When it comes to thinking on your feet, Toastmasters has a section where we encourage people to do that. That section is known as table topics. Let me take this opportunity to invite the table topic master, Toastmaster Pooja Agarwal. Toastmaster Pooja, कैसी हैं?
अच्छी हूँ.
How do you feel when you are able to use Hindi in your English conversation?
Yes, when I am given this opportunity to be in my English conversation, it becomes that I am in my comfort zone.
Thank you. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, TMOD. Good morning, Toastmasters of fellow Toastmasters and guests. Table topic. Today I am playing the role of table topic master. Table topic helps members practice the art of improvisation and also help us think on our feet. This helps us develop 4 vital communication skills: listening, organizing, and delivering. The topics that I have prepared for you will hopefully help all of us become better at our improvisation. Since we at Toastmasters try and provide a speaking opportunity to maximum audience members, including guests present over here, I hope everyone gives this a shot. I will randomly call anyone to participate, or you can raise your hand. Time for each speak allotted is 1 minute up to 2 minutes. At least try to speak for 1 minute till the green pops up for you. Let us have a way of time for this impromptu speeches. Okay, now let us begin. TM Saicharan.
Yes, Toastmaster Pooja.
Yes, my topic for you is, you know English, Hindi, and Gujarati. That is, you are multilingual. But what if you go to China or Hong Kong? Okay. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, you're audible now, Toastmaster Pooja.
Okay. You know English, Hindi, and Gujarati. That is, you are multilingual. But what if you go to China or Hong Kong?
Okay, let me interpret the question in this way. So I'm a multilingual myself. So if I go to a place where I don't know any language, how will I manage there? So thinking about that question, I did face a few situations where I went to a place called Cambodia, and people there did not speak any language that I could speak. So mostly I was able to manage something with smaller words and verbal gestures and a bit of sign language to make them understand what I want. And since I had phone, I could also show them in images that I want this, I do not want this, because there was a huge culture of non-veg there. I had to show that no non-veg, no meat, only vegetables. I had to show all green. So it was a good experience for me. And it was also a good learning for me, because I used that to pick up few words. And even before going to that place, once you learn few words for that place, people appreciate you taking the effort to learn their language and trying to communicate with them. So even when you are vernacular in your country, does not mean you will have to be there, but you can always take baby steps to be appreciative of other languages and interacting with other people. Yeah, that's my take on it.
Very good. It's so good that you learn few words over there. Yes. My next topic is for guest Roshan. Guest Roshan.
Hello.
Yes. My topic for you is it important to be multilingual these days?
Hello. Currently, I'm not able to speak.
Sorry.
Hello.
He said he will not be able to speak.
Okay, he will not be able to speak. So I switch off this question to another one. Yes. TM Pradeep. TM Pradeep. He is not here. Can I switch to next question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, my question is, my table topic is for TM Krunal, sir.
Yes, Toastmaster Pooja.
Yes, you move to a state and the language used over there is not known to you. How will you manage daily conversations Imagine you are a Gujarati over there.
Thank you, table topic master, Toastmaster Pooja. What an interesting question. If I move to a place where I don't know the language and I have to communicate because I have to survive there, right? Let me share a research done by Albert Mahavria, who says that there are places in the world they don't use the verbal language. Even they speak only with the signages and the facial expression. And even in the public speaking also, it is more of a 60% is of your body language and your facial expression. So I don't think so that it will be a question of survival for me if I am in a place where I don't know any language. So far, internet is there. I can use the Google Translate, and I can manage my basic needs. And I slowly and gradually, I will also try to learn the local language also, so that if I have to reach, if I have to convey my message more effectively, I have to be vernacular. So I will definitely try to learn the local language so that my message should reach in a right spirit to the right person. And another thing is, I will also search if there is a Toastmasters club going around there in that state. And if I will join there, then the journey will become more easy. I hope I have answered your question. With that, I'm handing over the stage back to you, table topic master.
Yes, very true, very true. This was so true. Yes, my next topic is for TM Manoj.
Yes.
Yes, your topic is writing is difficult or learning language is difficult. Writing is difficult or learning language is difficult.
Thanks for the table topic. And I can truly relate with this because I'm a multilingual person. There are certain languages which I can speak, but I cannot read or write, right? So if you ask me the level of easiness, the easiest thing to do is to speak. The second level is to read, and the toughest one is to write. So these are the three ways, or say three steps of, you can call it easiness, you can call it hardness, or whatever you want to call. And adding on to the subject, if you are trying to learn a new language, it's always better to get certain basics, like I have tried my hand on Chinese, Korean, so saying a hi or a bye. So those are the kind of, you can say, basic steps. So if you know that, it helps you break the ice, it makes you connect with the person on the other side, and it makes your journey easier as far as the language barrier is concerned. So that's my take on this question. Thanks.
Yes, yes, so true. You are, means you want to say that we are learning, and if we are writing, it's become difficult for us to learn.
Yeah.
Yes, my next topic is for TM Mufaddal.
Yes.
TM Mufaddal. Yes. What language one should use at home? What language one should use at home?
Thank you, table topic master. The language which one you have to use at home is probably the mother language, because we have mastery in it. We use it in our daily life, and we feel it is very easy to speak it, and there are no difficulties in it. Okay, thank you.
You can speak more. You can speak more till the green card pops up for you.
The mother language is the most easiest one, and Sorry, I could not be able to speak.
Okay, no problem. My next table topic is for AD Utkarsh sir.
Sure, just a moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think friends play an important role in child's life to learn vernacular language easily?
Thank you, table topic master. Well, when you put that question in front of me, I was taken back to my childhood. And I remember one particular incident very clearly. When I was nearly in class 6, I made a move from my home state, that was the state of Maharashtra, to a neighboring state, that was the state of Karnataka. Now imagine, before that, I could not actually say that I had been multilingual because all I knew or all I talked with my friends was in my mother tongue, Marathi. I learned English in school, but I never thought that could ever be a language of communication with friends. Now imagine my shock when I go over to the first day of school there and nobody knows my mother tongue. Hindi was very difficult for them to understand, less to speak. And the only thing I could understand of Kannada or Telugu was nothing actually. So then it came down to speaking in English as a communication language. But as they passed with them, I tried to integrate in the vernacular language. Now, curiously, there were two local languages there in the city of Bellary, that is Telugu and Kannada. So when I spoke with friends, maybe in the football field or maybe in the dining area of the school, I could slowly and soon begin picking up words. And then by the end of, I say, 6 months, I was able to confidently converse in Kannada with them. So definitely I can say no other people, no other person has a greater impact on students as their friends in learning a vernacular language. And I am a great example for that. I guess at the very infant age, it is the impressionable minds of children are very easily, they can very easily pick up a new language. And we must, try at least for them to try to communicate, try to learn as many languages as possible. Back to you, Tabletop.
Thank you so much, sir. And you are correct at the point that it's a vernacular and we start enjoying wheel of time when we feel we are comfortable with the language wherever we are. Yes, my next table topic is for guest SK Prajapati.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your topic is, do you think a teacher should learn vernacular language of a particular area she is working? Do you think a teacher should learn vernacular language of a particular area she is working?
Actually, answer is yes, because India is full of diversity in language and different cultures. So one man basically moved from other just because of job and along with family. So family, that means your son and child also go to that school, local school. Okay, so I think it might not compulsory, but should learn at least 1 to 2 language for the, it is very convenient to just actually I am living Baroda. So when my child go to the school and teacher didn't understand Hindi, so how he or she communicate with my child? So I think is this important or is it happy for me ki actually he actually this is not actually yes, the answer is yes, of course I understand. But in the my journey of schooling in all in Bihar, that mean Rafiq and no and other language experience. But my language journey is started from Haldia, Bengal, and that time I fully understand speaking in able for Bengali all because of friend. Okay, so that my answer is nothing.
Yes, very well said, sir. Very well said. My next table topic is for guest Nishit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Your topic is which 2 to 3 more languages you would love to learn?
Okay. So I guess that's not fixed. I mean, this answer actually differs by person to person. And from my point of view, I guess I mean, if person want to push in some specific direction, then person should pick up that language so that it will help him or her to achieve their goal. And like for me, I'm Gujarati, so that was you can say my default language, and throughout my college and school journey, I learned Hindi and English as well. So yeah, communication wise and to build connection, these three are helping to me. And I guess in India, these three, and I mean one mother tongue and one English and one any language that he or she is interested in. So yeah, this is my response.
Yes, very well said, sir. Now my next question is for guest Chetan. Sorry.
Hello. Yeah, very good morning to you.
Yes. Good morning, sir. Your topic is few excuses to your boss. Few excuses to your boss for not learning the language if you are comfortable with the sign language.
Okay. So yeah, actually, it is regarding. I couldn't get the exact question. Could you please elaborate little?
Okay. You are in the particular region where you don't know the language what they are speaking, but you are able to conduct your message to the person in front of you with the sign language, like you are give, take, whatever you want to talk to that person with the sign language. So you are giving excuses to your boss for not learning the language, and you are comfortable at that position with the sign language, that your work is done through the signs.
Okay. Now I got it. Yeah. So actually, if this is the case, when I don't know the vernacular language of that region, so what if, until unless my work is going well and I can communicate with my peers or my subordinate, at that time, if my work is not suffer, then yeah, I can make an excuse, but at the same time, I try to increase my reach. So that's why I want to learn vernacular language and to wail of time with the persons there. Yeah, so that's why it is important to learn new skills. Yeah, and language. Yeah, so that is my take on it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Very well said, guest Chetan. Yes, my next topic is for TM Pati.
Yes.
How will you offer a cup of tea and snacks to a Chinese person who is not aware of the local language?
Okay, so thank you so much for the topic, TM Pooja. So first of all, I would be really enthusiastic and eager that I have to offer a cup of tea and snacks for a Chinese person, and I would be really eager to meet that person because we are having really diversified backgrounds. Like I'm an Indian and he or she maybe, he or she will be in Chinese. So as Saicharan really rightly said that as he used some gestures, so I'll be also using some gestures that I'll be offering the tea, that this is a tea, this is a snack. And yes, I'll be using their tradition as a warm welcome with bending down and using my hands as this. And I will also try to use some Indian traditions so that it will also reflect my background, that I'm an Indian. And as we all Indians love tea and snacks, so I'll use things. And yes, it will be, and I will be eager to see the reaction of the Chinese after having the tea and the snacks, that he liked it or not, or what kind of reaction he was giving me back after the way I greeted that person. So yeah, I'll try something to offer a cup of tea and snacks. Thank you so much for the talk.
Very well said, TM Krati. Yes, my next topic is for TM Archana.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your topic is, do you think a teenager can learn different languages more faster than an adult? Should I repeat the question?
Yeah, please.
Do you think a teenager, yes, do you think a teenager can learn different languages more faster than an adult?
Yes, I think children or teenagers learn fast, uh, than adults. And actually, at that time, need to mother tongue and state language, whether you where you live. Actually, I live in Maharashtra, and I'm from Bihar. So my language is only Hindi. I only speak in Hindi, and my mother tongue is Maithili. So I can speak Maithili and Hindi fluently, but I can't speak uh, Marathi. And I try to speak Marathi language, and as well as I speak try to learn English language. But I think my daughter and my son is more faster than me to speak Marathi language. Whatever need for uh, stay in state. So yeah, it's very difficult for me when I speak Marathi or English, but teenagers is learn easily. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you so much, TM Archana. Very well tried. And yes, you have truly said that teenagers are comfortable to learn new languages. My next topic is for TM Gitanjali. Gitanjali, ma'am.
Yes. Good morning, madam. Go ahead.
Good morning. Do you feel learning sign language can add to our speciality?
According to me, it is very true. Learning sign language. See, when we are talking, simply talking, how are you, where you are going, no one will impress. But if I say, how are you? What are you doing? With my speech, if I add the sign language, that gives more impact in our language. It is also the fact that in Toastmaster, we give more importance to our facial gesture, body language, eye contact. These are what? They are only the sign language. So for me, It is not important to know the languages. As many languages you know that is more beneficial for you. With that, you must know to use the sign language to give your thoughts or expression a proper justice. According to me, sign language is as important as knowing the language. So, if you want to create impact on others, use your language with your sign language. Thanks, and over to you.
Thank you so much, madam. My next topic is for TM Pavan.
Yes, good morning, madam.
Good morning. Topic for you is, how will you explain the importance of any special food item to a foreigner who don't know the local language?
Well, this is quite interesting. Thanks for the topic, table topic master Pooja. I think food is something which is very important for many people, right? And it shouldn't be a matter of explanation, people to taste it and they feel it. However, if I have to introduce you to someone who doesn't know the language, then I'll do the same what I did in Assam when I was there working with some of people who were from different states, mainly from South India. And they were my good friends. So I had to introduce pitha. Pitha is a kind of snack which is really sweet and it's a local dish of Assam. So I had to first tell them. They didn't understand anything. It was totally far away from Hindi and Assamese as well. So I had to show them that this is something which is made of this ingredient. I took help of internet. I showed them on internet and how it would taste. It would really. I had to show them some sign language. Even I ate it, one of the pithas, and I showed them the expression which I was feeling. It was really sweet and nice. Based on that, they were eager to try, and they did it. And finally, I saw a smile on their face. And that really made me happy as well as them. So this is one way I have used to introduce food items to many. I happen to be in Hyderabad for 1 year. I was with a research institute there. So whenever I got something from home and give it to my friends, I had to explain them. And I use this technique and it really worked. So that's my answer. Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you, TM Pavan. You conveyed the message to the foreigner. Yes, this sweet is very good. I hand over this to TMOD, TM Sanchita.
Thank you, TM Pooja. It was a wonderful table topics. We missed the timer report for the prepared speeches. TM Mansoor, can you tell us how was the timer for the prepared speeches?
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I will share my screen to present my report. So Toastmaster Sai took 6 minutes, Toastmaster Pavan took 6 minutes 3 seconds, and Toastmaster Manoj took 5 minutes 26 seconds. All are qualified for voting.
Could you also go ahead with the table topics report, timing report?
Yeah, so for table topics, one name is pending. Toastmaster Sai, Toastmaster Krunal, Toastmaster Manoj, Toastmaster Mufaddal, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Except Toastmaster Mufaddal, all are qualified. Toastmaster Pavan took 1 minute and 48 seconds, which I have left to mention. All are qualified.
Should we go ahead with the polling for best prepared speaker and best table topic speaker?
Even for Utkarsh also, 2 minutes 8 seconds is qualified. 30 seconds.
Yes, yes. Just in 2 minutes 30 seconds, it's qualified.
All are qualified. I'm
Sorry, did I mention something wrong? I think Toastmaster Mufaddal is not qualified. Rest all are qualified.
Yes, yes, correct.
Are we going to have the polls? Yep. While the polls are going on, let me share a tip about learning the scripts of different languages. It is good to associate the script that you are learning with the script you already know. The first vernacular language that came to my syllabus was Gujarati in grade 2. In grade 3, Hindi came. What I did was to write the Gujarati alphabets besides the Hindi alphabet. 2 years later, when I was starting off with Bengali, at a personal level, I wrote the Hindi alphabets besides the Bengali alphabets, and that helped me learn the Bengali script. When we learn different scripts, we also enhance our ability to write because each language has its own nuances, own presentations, which enhances our ability to present ourselves even better. That is why we are here in Toastmasters. Continuous improvement is a goal. And for improvement, we need creative and conducive evaluation. For that, we have the evaluation section in Toastmasters. Let me welcome the general evaluator, Toastmaster Vikram. Toastmaster Vikram, eppadi irke?
Sorry for interrupting. I am launching the poll for best table topic, and we have the number of people, constructed more than 10. So one who wanted to vote for last speaker TM Pawan, please direct message to me.
Toastmaster Vikram, I would place the same question as Toastmaster Krunal to you. Is it beneficial to participate in Toastmasters of different languages?
Oh, definitely, yeah, Master Sanchita. In fact, it's all about public speaking and communication skills. Even if I don't know the language and it's a Toastmaster club, I would attend because of the vibes and the energy that I get in a Toastmaster meeting. Let it be a Gujarati Toastmaster meeting, I will still go and sit there because I know how it is to be a Toastmaster for 2 hours. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sanchita.
Thank you. The stage is all yours.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Very nice way of 1 hour we have spent in Toastmasters today. To go further, I am going to conduct a general evaluation session, which is an integral part of Toastmasters. This is a place where we get an honest feedback. There's always a difference between advice and feedback. Advice is all about the moment someone says, my advice to you is, our brain shuts. It doesn't go beyond that. In fact, advice is always open-ended. Feedback, in other terms, is always close-ended, and it always tells us what we really want to do. We have 3 evaluators today for the speeches, and for the newcomers in the Toastmasters community and the guests would be wondering, wow, Sai Charan's speech was great. Pawan, excellent. And what about the newcomer Manoj? Simply superb. Is this what about Toastmasters is? But hey, please wait. We have our evaluators who are going to nitpick all the problems or the not so good usages and the contextual things that the speakers did. For that, I call upon my first evaluator, Toastmaster Yogesh, to evaluate Toastmaster Sai Charan's speech. If you can please unmute yourself and present on stage, Toastmaster Yogesh.
Good morning, Toastmaster Vikram. Good morning to all Toastmasters and guests today. And let me start by first congratulating my target speaker Sai Charan on successfully completing his project along with his level 2 in presentation mastery pathways. This surely calls for a loud applause. So Toastmaster Sai, you started your speech with very confidence and with full energy. Even before you were given the virtual dais, you were ready, and we were seeing in the video that you are getting ready for it, which increases the curiosity, which increases the connect of the audience that what is coming on the way, and we would like to listen more of it. That was a very good way to start any speech. Good job on that. Now, when we speak, our whole objective is always to reduce the distance between the speaker and the audience. There are various ways to achieve this. The best way from my side is always using the personal stories, which can connect with the audience. And you were bang on that. You started your speech with a personal story. And your entire speech was a consolidation, a set of personal stories which could connect with an audience here after the other. They would always see what exactly they are normally listening and where in their life they would have experienced that. That's a very good way to connect with an audience. Good job on that. The another important thing in every speaker's life or every speech is a takeaway message. Every speaker has to share one takeaway message which audience can take away, which not only enhance the experience of the audience, but it keep connected with the speaker and the speech even after the speech is over, because they had taken something with them which they can meaningfully use it. Your speech has that also. Your speech ended with a summary, with a takeaway message, and with a nice quote, which you will always remember on the audience mind. That mentor is always someone who sits in the back seat, and you are the one who are driving. This not only applies to the mentees, but also the future mentors to remember this. A good way down to do that. Now, I want to give you 3 pointers as challenges to take this speech to the next level. And these are not huge. 1, hand gestures, body language. Also, your body language was quite apt with the speech. Most of the time, it was neutral. It was just going here and there. Only on the few occasions, you had hand gestures supporting your statements. For an example, you took statements like 2 glasses of water. You could show 2 glasses of water. 1 normally a day or 1 day. That is how you could enhance your speak and your statements. Another way is the facial expressions. In one of the statement, you said, I had fun with my mentor, but your facial expression was neutral, which was carried throughout the message or throughout the speech. You could change your voice tone. You could change your facial expression, which will connect normally with it and which will be helpful. Second part is the pauses. Your speech was like a rail. It was just simply going on. You didn't have a pause in between. I would suggest to have a pauses in between your 2 speeches or in between your 2 stories, which will help audience to connect, digest, and then move on further. So second challenge is nothing but a pauses. The third one is connected with these pauses, a story transitions. When you were speaking, you started with a story. Then normally you suddenly in the next statement said, I would like to give you a backup story to it. Fine, it's your speech. But as an audience, I didn't feel where your backup story ended, where we went back to the original story, and when the third story starts. It's always better, instead of making a spaghetti of stories, connect it in a serial order, in a chronological order, where audience will keep on connecting, where the end of the story, first story, will be nothing but an input to your second story, and audience will keep on transitioning and understanding them better. So these are the 3 pointers, nothing but a body language, pauses, and the story transitioning, which normally you can work up. So in summation, we had a well of the time with your speech. Just work on these 3 pointers, keep up your energy. And like I say in my every evaluation, when it comes to the crazy little thing called speech making, seek it, nurture it, and please strike again. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yogesh. I now call upon...
Just one thing, I think there was some issue with the timer cards, which are getting projected for me in 30 seconds.
You have overshot the time, so there is no problem with the clock.
Okay.
Now we go on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Pawan. He too spoke about mentoring, but he had something different to give us. That would be evaluated. The speech would be evaluated by Toastmaster Geetanjali. Toastmaster Geetanjali, if you can please unmute yourself.
Now I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible till Visakhapatnam.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bikram. Because of my clear voice, you talked that I'm going to Visakhapatnam. Again, good morning to each one of you. Toastmaster Pawan, my heartfelt congratulations to you for presenting such well-written, well-organized, and well-presented speech. With the speech, you have completed your level 2 of your part, effective coaching. Your speech title 3 drops of elixir really mesmerized me. Our mentors are like elixirs of our life. With their knowledge, elixir, they enhance our life. Opening of your speech was wonderful. You had given the example of seed and the plant. That was very innovative and excellent. Through your presentation, you talked about your various mentors who influenced your life and made you to be a very sensible and genuine human being. You had good language power. Your eye contact was up to the mark. With your eye contact, you were able to establish a good rapport with the audience. Your body language, facial gestures were quite up to the mark. Many takeaways were there for all of us. Technically, it was very high quality speech, but being your evaluator, it is my duty to give you few feedback for your betterment. Though you have good tonal quality, but you need to do a little hard work in voice modulation because few highs and lows in your voice would have created more impact on audience. Today it sounds at a very high speed. There was no lows. Secondly, you could have added some acting in your presentation to make it more impressive. When you were talking with your mother, you are little emotional. You haven't shown that emotion in the speech. If you just keep this few feedbacks in your next preparation project, I think you would be unbeatable and unstoppable. I strongly believe, that there is a hidden speaker inside you. Just awaken that speaker to reach a very, very high level speaker. All the best, TM Pawan. Thanks, and over to you, Toastmaster Bikram.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gitanjali. For the newcomers and guests like Manoj or Mufaddal or the guest, please observe the evaluators are not evaluating the speaker. They are evaluating the speech. So this is the subtle difference that we make in Toastmasters. We have got seasoned Toastmasters, great speakers like Gitanjali, Sanchita, Utkarsh, Krunal, Kirit. People are transforming themselves, but still on a given day, we never ever evaluate the speaker. We evaluate the speech. So that's the good thing about Toastmaster feedback. Now we have a third speaker, Toastmaster Manoj, who is eagerly waiting to get evaluated for the first time. I see his smiling face, but still is a little concerned. Don't worry, we have got a very good Toastmaster. Toastmaster Krunal is the evaluator. Please take the stage, Toastmaster Krunal.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes,
Okay.
you're audible and visible.
Timer, you can start the timing now. Toastmaster Manoj, your speech reminded me a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. It says that if you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. Your life journey is quite related to this quote. Let me first congratulate you that you have broke the ice in a style, because this is your icebreaker speech. And the purpose of the speech was to understand the basic structure of the public speaking. Now, what is this basic structure? For any speech, there are 3 basic elements: opening of the speech, body of the speech, and conclusion of the speech. Now, let us evaluate your speech in these 3 elements. You opened the speech with a quote of Swami Vivekananda. That was one of the best ways, or one of the proven ways, to open the speech and grab the audience attention. And that quote was not just like a random quote. You connected that quote with your life example of your tuition teacher. That is another way of holding the audience with you. In the body, you perfectly mentioned about every stage of your life. For example, in 2002, you graduated. In 2004, you had a job in Mumbai. And in 2005, you have a horrific or toughest day of your life of a Mumbai flood. And then you switched over a job from Ankleshwar to Vadodara and put yourself out of your comfort zone. At the end, you concluded your speech with the 3 takeaways for our audience. Number 1, that was constantly upscaling. Number 2 was getting the job done. And number 3 was take risk. That is something that members can take home from your speech. So all in all, it was a well curated speech, Toastmaster Manoj. Now every speech has an opportunity to take to the next level. But let me tell you, this is your icebreaker speech. Now icebreaker speech is all about celebration and applause. I will go very generous on your evaluation, particularly on the icebreaker speech, but I will give you 2 challenges. Number 1, the club wants to know about your family life as well. You did not touch the aspect of your family. It was all about job and professional life. So in your next speech, you can cover that about your personal life. Number 2, as you progress further in the Toastmasters journey, you will also learn the 3 further elements of the public speaking, that is stage movement, eye contacts, and the body language. But hold on, you have enough time to learn those aspects. Overall, it was a great speech. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Manoj, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Krunal. Your evaluation would invite Toastmaster Manoj to give his second speech, because I have seen people, after receiving the feedback for the first time, has never turned out to become a speaker again. They are so sensitive about it, but I'm sure that Manoj would take in all the feedback. Now our next evaluator, Toastmaster Kirit. I appreciate our executive committee members for this new initiative for having an evaluation for table topics as well. So Toastmaster Kirit, the stage is yours. Please unmute yourself.
Good morning. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, you are audible clearly.
Now, I had well of a time enjoying this session, which was having vernacular thing, and it was also having a wonderful time at a marathon table topic session. So I think whichever topic Pooja had selected, I think she tried to cover them all. But I would just say one caution to the team, Odi, that whenever table topic master exceeds his time, it's better to control, because too many table topics becomes difficult to handle. Now that you have introduced a new role of table topic evaluator, it becomes more difficult for the topic evaluator to evaluate so many speakers. And it is a tough job. For the first time, I'm feeling a pressure of evaluating this. Anyway, before I start, I just want to say one sentence which I know about the vernacular language usage. Somebody said that if we have to confess love to our girlfriend or boyfriend, and if you are using a language other than yours, then it is like eating food with fork and knife. So that's aptly describes how vernacular language is used. Now coming to the evaluation, I'll take one by one. The first was Toastmaster Saicharan. If you go to Germany or Hong Kong, how will you use? And he put his personal experience of Cambodia. He said sign language was the best thing at the moment. But he also gave a very good conclusion by saying that it is better to learn few words when you are going to a new country. And I always do. I remember in Japan also, they don't speak any English or anything. And I had to learn few languages, because if you have to go to taxi, you need some conversation with the taxi driver. So it is essential, and that we rightly indicated. The second speaker was Kunal, a master speaker. And I think those who have heard every speech is must know that how, see, table topic also is a speech. It should also have an opening, body, and conclusion, as Kunal rightly said. And he opened very beautifully that nobody learns. 60% of body language and 40% is what everybody is using in the speech. He said opening like that. And he said Google Translate. In the body, when he came, he gave very solid points that Google Translator should be used so that you can learn it gradually and message to the right people it will go. Then he said Toastmaster Club helped him to journey. It makes the journey very easy. So it had everything: opening, body, Google, and conclusion. The Toastmasters clubs. The third speaker was Toastmaster Manoj Nair. I think being a first speaker, I was totally impressed by Manoj Nair's speech also. And he gave a beautiful analogy of 3 steps. He said, first, you have to go easy to hard. Most difficult thing is to write. Easiest thing is to speak. And third thing, he said, always get the basics right. If you get the basics right, step by step, you can learn. His question was whether writing or speaking is easy. The fourth speaker was, if I know it correctly, was Toastmaster Mufaddal. He didn't speak. I'm surprised because he's a Toastmaster and he should be able to speak because he has seen so many topic sessions. I was disappointed with him. Number 5 was Utkarsh, our area director and one of the most wonderful speakers. He also had a very beautiful, can you say that he also organized it like a speech, opening his childhood in Karnataka, that how difficult it was for him. Then he said experience of school. That was the body of his speech, that how was his experience in school. And gradually in football and dining table, he could make friends and the friends helped him to pick up Karnataka language. So he connected this topic at the end, saying that dining table in football, friends made him easy to go in Karnataka. Fifth speaker was, sixth speaker. Let's see one by one. Sixth speaker was Toastmaster Prajapati. He was also a guest. And he said teacher. Teachers should know the native language or not. And he very, very clearly said that his son was in the school and teacher did not know the language. So it is essential. And he said communication, if it has to go, native language in the school is must. Because many children are coming for the first time to school. If the teacher doesn't know their language, very difficult. And he said native language is very much required. He emphasized that point very clearly. And being a guest, I was also impressed with this very clear take on that. Seventh was Toastmaster Nishit. Toastmaster Nishit, which 2 or 3 languages you should learn. And he said the opening it differs. He very nicely said it differs. Which direction you want to go? Because languages have to be picked up in the way you want to use it, whether you are in a company, in a country, or in a state. So he said it depends on the direction you want to achieve. And he said, I would rather say that English, Hindi, and one vernacular language or one foreign language is essential. So he was very, very clear about his thing. 8th speaker was, I think there were 12 speakers in total. So 8th speaker was excuse for boss for not learning the language, Chetan. And I think this topic I told Pooja also, it's very difficult topic because you are not very clear about what you are asking. She was trying to say that if your boss, if you can't learn language, you can tell boss that I can manage the sign languages. Now, and Chetan very clearly said that he did, but the sign languages can be used on the floors. If you are in production floor or if you're in warehouse, you can explain the workers by sign language. But in office, I doubt whether we can use sign language to explain anything to them because you need to communicate. So he said work should not suffer, and he finally tried to pick up the language. So sign language will not work in office environment. That was his take, and I think very beautifully explained. Number 9 was Toastmaster Krati, right? And she is a wonderful speaker. But I think today she was a little bit hesitant because Pooja gave him a cup of tea and she added snacks to it. So, and he said the snacks gestures he will make, and some gestures he will make the Chinese visitor comfortable. And then very beautiful things he said was that it was very important how he reacts to the snacks and tea. Because if he reacts well, that means he has understood the gestures correctly. So that was the only interesting take of Prati. Generally, she is very fluent, but today I think this topic was slightly confusing. Topic number 10. I think there are only 2 more remaining, so don't worry. Teenager and Archana Thakur. I don't know whether Archana Thakur is related to Pawan Thakur. I'm not too sure. But the question to her was, teenager gets it faster. She started on a very wrong note. She just initially went very wrong that how Maithili was his language and he was in a different state. But she connected at the end very beautifully that daughter and son, teenagers, they picked up the language much faster. So she ultimately confirmed that it is the teenagers who pick up the languages faster than the adults. And it is true. The child, if you are 5 to 6 year child, can very quickly take any languages. My experience in Arab country was that After staying 30 years, I could not learn Arabic, but my sons picked up Arabic in no time because they were children. Number 11. Number 11 was, I think, Gitanjali himself. Yes, and nobody can beat Gitanjali as far as reason. As you very rightly said, the sign language is very important. We always in Gitanjali, when she speaks, half the thing we understand by her gestures. So she has very, very clearly indicated what she wanted. Even in evaluation, she uses sign language very beautifully. Number 12, that was the last speaker, was Toastmaster Pawan. He also gave a wonderful speech, of course, and he said that food to international customer. And he said, he quoted a personal experience of a South Indian, introduces PETA to a South Indian thing. Most difficult language, because South Indian languages are not originated from Sanskrit. All our other Indian languages are basis is Sanskrit. So we can always pick up some words. But South Indian languages are older than Sanskrit. In fact, Tamil is the oldest language in India. So it is very difficult to relate because none of the words will really communicate. That's why he said that I actually gestured the content in Google and he found out how this is made. Then he said he tested it. He expressed by his happiness on his face so that South Indians were also tempted to taste it. So beautiful way to say that it is very important when food is to be introduced, you have to gesturize your thing, then only the guests will appreciate. All the 12 speakers tried different methods, and I'm quite happy that all of them really did just except Mufaddal, which is very disappointing, but all of them did a wonderful job of very complicated table topic. But I would like to say that Pooja made it very clear. I told her to make the topic short, but she said that no, I cannot make it short, and she did the correct thing, because if she made it short, it would have been more difficult for people to understand. The full sentence is made it very clear what take they should take. So congratulate Pooja for wonderful table topics, but I think in future we should restrict table topics to maximum 6. That's my urge. And thank you very much. Back to our wonderful general evaluator, Toastmaster Vikram. And I hope I did not eat too much of his time. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. It was a new initiative, so yes, we are getting used to it. Yeah, timer, Toastmaster Mansoor, if you can please let us know the timings.
Yes, I will share my screen. So for evaluation session, Toastmaster Yogesh took 4 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Gitanjali took 2 minutes 47 seconds. Toastmaster Krunal took 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So only Toastmaster Yogesh is not qualified. Rest 2 evaluators are qualified. And since it was a new role for table topic evaluation, we are considering it in the role player. So there is no time for qualification for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. If the Sergeant at Arms can release the voting right now. Yeah, okay. In the meantime, can I ask Toastmaster Mufaddal for his counter report?
Oh, can I share the screen?
Yes, please.
Actually,
yes, please.
Okay. Okay, no filler word were used by Toastmaster Gitanjali ma'am, Toastmaster Kratidi, Area Director Utkarsh sir, and Toastmaster Pawan sir. You were the flawless. Less than 10 filler words were used by Toastmaster Sai Charan sir, Toastmaster Krunal sir, and Toastmaster Manoj sir. And more than 10 filler words were used by Toastmaster, guest SK Prajapati, guest Nishit, guest Chetan, and guest Toastmaster Archana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mufaddal. Now I call upon the grammarian on stage, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikram, General Evaluator for today. As a grammarian, the listening skills also develops. So I try to listen the good usage and also the improper usage, because that is also the role to be taken. As Vikram sir had already said, that to evaluate anything is not evaluating particularly any speaker, but evaluating or noting down the improper usage and the proper usage. For that, I would first like to share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So starting with the good usage, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanchita, revamped Think on Your Feet. Then Toastmaster Pawan, he missed, but still he's tried to use many good words like protege. Then Toastmaster Manoj, our speaker 3, all is well, that ends well, bewildered, torrential, rock the boat, stint, resonant, connects on other side. Though it was his icebreaker, I kept wondering, a bundle of dictionary with good vocabulary. Toastmaster Yogesh, evaluator of Toastmaster Manoj, consolidation as noun. Normally we are familiar to use consolidate as verb. So it was good to hear as noun. Then chronology, spaghetti of matter. Toastmaster Gitanjali ma'am, evaluator 2. The evaluator for Toastmaster Pawan, hunger of reading, good rapport. Toastmaster Krunal, evaluator 3 for Toastmaster Manoj. I'm sorry. Toastmaster Yogesh was the evaluator for Sai, correct? And Toastmaster Krunal, evaluator for Toastmaster Speaker 1, Manoj, Toastmaster Manoj, well-curated speech. Then Toastmaster Pooja Agarwal, table topic master, art of improvisation. If it is in a noun form, then it is correct. But as verb, it should be art of improvising, but still a good usage. Toastmaster Utkar sir, our area director, converse, good form of verb. We normally use the synonym talk. Synonym is talk, but a nice word to learn and take away. Then guest Nishit, build connection. Toastmaster Vikram sir as general evaluator, subtle. Sometimes we feel these are all common words, but yes, we miss to use, and congratulate to all the members who have used and made other people aware about these usage. Toastmaster Kirit sir as the evaluator of table topic master, speaking food with broken knife, good analogy. And how can I miss myself? I had not used any words, but yes, I was fumbling using word mentioned in the second time when I was giving a narration for the book of the day. All the side, there is always another side of a coin. Improper usage. Name this. It could be named Mr. So and so. Sorry, Albert Mehrabia is not the name. The correct name is Albert Mehrabia. Then handing over in present participle is fine, but the better and the best way to use is hand over, as it is used in the verb form. Speaking is able. I suggest not able to speak. Improper was default language. The suggestion from my side is lacking in. Improper usage, work not suffer. I suggest does not suffer. My daughter and my son. It could be both my daughter and my son. How were the things was improper? Sorry, how were the timings? I suggest how much time? You are not huge. That was sounding something improper. It is not something huge. I suggest opened your speech. It's not improper, but it could be the better way. Started your speech. 3 takeaways. As we know, it's in a plural form. So 3 takeaways. The small things matter in grammar because English is a funny language. Gitanjali itself, as she is female, I would say Gitanjali herself, not the gesture sound was like gesture. It's improper because it's gesture. The sound is gesture, and gesturize is no word which I could not find at least. And yes, word of the day and use of the day was used by number of members, but still I know there are 22 members and I could just count those in few on my fingertips. And happy to announce word of the day used by Toastmaster Mansoor, Toastmaster Sanchita, Toastmaster Pawan, Toastmaster Sai, Toastmaster Utkarsh, Toastmaster Pooja Agarwal, guest Chetan, Toastmaster Kate Sir, and Then phrase of the day was used by Toastmaster Manoj, guest Chetan, Toastmaster Yogesh, Toastmaster Kirit Sir. This report was from my side, but just one learning which I would like to convey to everyone, how you can improve or how you can add your vocabularies through your root words. Say, AC and AC are the root words, and the meaning of the root word is sharp, sour, bitter. It is acute, severe. It is acute to know somebody.
Pooja, in the interest of time, probably we can wrap it up.
Okay, and go for the root words to learn more vocabs. Thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. GE Vikram.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Toast. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. I'll table my report now. In the interest of time, usually I take 100 words per minute, but I will have to use 1000 words per minute. So please excuse me. The Toastmaster meeting started at 10 a.m. Perfect. Sergeant at Arms was flawless with his opening bang. President Toastmaster Yogesh in his presiding officer address starts with the theme. The beauty is he does not even know what is the theme or doesn't have the thoughts of a TMOD, still he speaks about it. I'm waiting for a day when the Toastmasters theme is like, does the woodpecker get a headache or is the cat food yummy? If you have a team, let's see what our president does it. All the speakers were really good. Toastmaster Sanchita, she was not on stage for more than 3 minutes while introducing the theme. This is the perfect way to start a Toastmasters meeting. The TMOD should not occupy more than 5 minutes on stage. A lot to learn from you, Toastmaster Sanchita. It was an excellent TMOD session from you. You do have few things to improve. I will table that offline in the interest of time. Toastmaster Pooja Agarwal, as a table topic master, I would have wished you to start with seasoned Toastmasters or Toastmasters who did not have stage time like Krati, Utkarsh, Rupali, Archana, and then go to guest and then go to people of speakers and evaluators. I will also inform you a little more detail offline as there is a lot of time is not there. Evaluators did a very nice job assigned to them. TM Kirit, you took the challenge and you executed your role really well. Toastmaster Mansoor was meticulous and showed all the cards correctly. That's very important. Our counter, a very good try. Probably you would improve meeting after meeting. I suggest you to keep coming to the meeting and start taking the roles properly so that you will definitely improve. Grammarian, a very elaborate report. However, it was an Excel sheet. Probably I would have requested and highlighting a word or a change in font. That would have helped me. Sergeant at Arms was very good in popping up the polls. So that is really good on Toastmaster Kalpesh. Now I hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day for her concluding theme.
Thank you, G. Do you know, as we age, we become likely of getting Alzheimer's. One way to avoid it is nutritional diet, healthy lifestyle, and pursuit of mind exercising activities. One of them is learning new languages. Nowadays, it's even easy because Toastmasters meetings have become digital everywhere. Just pick a language, learn a few words, and join a Toastmasters club of that language. You will get a mentor and who can definitely help you with the language as well as your speeches. In corporate world, multilingualism is considered an indispensable tool for relationship building and financial success. Being multilingual also helps you have an edge in admissions for some international universities. Over and all, when next time you feel that your kid is getting exposed to too many languages in school, don't worry. It is only in his or her best interest. Go ahead, learn new languages, and be more and more multilingual. With this, I hand over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Yogesh.
Thank you, TMOD Sanchita, for an exciting session. Thank you. Now, by the time normally our sergeant arms normally raise the next polls and prepares the certificates, let's hear it from the guest for the feedback. So, guest Roshan, can you just turn on your audio video? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you. So just let us know how you felt about the meeting. What's your experience?
It's very good. मैं first time attend किया है, पर I'm not speaking in English very much. मुझे अच्छा लगा पर फिर भी.
Good. Thank you. We will surely learn the language. Language can be learned at any given time.
Okay.
Thank you. Guest Nishit.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you so much. Like personally, what I thought was a person who will go on stage and he will going to just present his topic and something like that. But I like went through all over curriculum, like every part of speech. Like we need to work on that. Like how this Toastmaster is focusing on, like every small area, like from speaking to evaluating, then overall presenting the whole event. I mean, everything was in detail. So yeah, I enjoyed that part as well.
Great to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah.
There are two more guests. Guest SK Prajapati.
Yes, sir. Actually, I never thought this type of program is organizing somewhere else in the world. But before yesterday, I just think I think it might be really helpful for public speaking and just sign video and say just go and search and in the near your city where is the Toastmaster and just go and search on Google and just applied yesterday and now I'm in your with. Okay, so really happy and for me and it's a nice experience and everything is will be good by Evaluator and all the Toastmasters. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. And we have a guest, Chetan.
Hello.
Yeah, Chetan.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So actually, today's meeting is wonderful. I can say it's amazing. Yeah. And also, I would enjoy that when you evaluate the table topics. That is also really appreciate that is step. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. And we would like all to see the guest as a members in the next meeting. You can connect with the VPM or myself for that. Any information you require, we will flash our number in the group. And I believe Zoom Master is ready with the certificates.
Yes.
Okay. Can we just flash it? Okay, the certificates for the winner for the meeting 223 VTM and the best supporting role player of the day goes to Toastmaster Mansoor. Big round of applause. Really well done.
You.
The best role player of the day goes to Toastmaster Sanchita.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. The best table topic speaker of the day goes to Toastmaster Kunal. Yes.
Thank you.
Best evaluator of the day goes to Kunal.
Thank
The
you.
best prepared speaker of the day goes to Toastmaster Sayanchara.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the winner. We have 3 more for the month January, which you would like to display. That is number 1. Can you just, yeah. XCOM for the month goes to the Toastmaster, our VPM Krati.
Congratulations, Prati.
Prati, keep up the work. The next. On competition of level 5, congratulations.
Sanchita, congratulations.
And Toastmaster for the month goes to Toastmaster Ankit.
Congratulations, Ankit.
Thank you. With this, I officially announce the meeting to be over. And we can...
Photo.
Yes, please. Everybody turns on their video.
I'll be taking it.
Okay. Still Pradeep.
Okay, so
Yes, Rohan.
yeah, all are ready. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, taken.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all for the meeting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations, Krunal, the champ, as always.
Thank you, Vikram. You know, I think after a big gap, I have